Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Hello to those of you who are returning. Thank you for coming back for another video, another freaking video. Y'all the real ones. Like I always say, tell a friend to tell a friend to come through, slide to my channel, Warmly Jahcelyne. I've got the things. I'm talking about the topics, okay? And those of you who are new, welcome. I am Jahcelyne, Warmly Jahcelyne, and I hope you stick around. But let's get into it. Today, I am talking about finding your tribe, how to do it, what not to do, doing the hard things, asking the hard questions, putting yourself in uncomfortable environments, getting to know yourself, not being afraid to spend time alone. All of those things that basically boil down to finding your tribe, finding your people. Because I think now more than ever, there is like an epidemic of loneliness. And I also feel that people aren't settling for mediocrity anymore. People don't want these friendships that don't really have any substance or depth, and are looking for things that align. Like life is already hard, right? Like life can be tough, life can be lonely, life can be a trip, okay? It can be real ghetto sometimes, okay? But I think the thing that sweetens that is having good community and good friendships and doing life with the right people. Doing life with the right people adds that sweetness, that missing ingredient. You know what I'm saying? Like that extra layer on top, doing life with the right people. I would almost go as far as to say that it makes your life fruitful and worth living if you have people that love you, people that you love, people that champion you, and people who are rallying around you to support you. Now, Jahcelyne, where do I find these people? Where do I start? I cannot stand the friends that I have right now. I feel like I'm outgrowing them. I feel like they don't understand me. I feel like we're growing apart. All of that is valid. All of that is valid. And that's not even a right or wrong thing. I think that sometimes life is moving quickly. I've said in one of my first videos that the only constant in life is change. I didn't coin that, but it's true. And with that, it's like people are growing at different paces, right? People are getting married, they're having children, they're moving away to different states, they're starting businesses. People are outgrowing identities. You know, you may have been a friend at one point who loved to go out and who loved to drink and who loved to, you know, engage in that kind of activity. But maybe now you've outgrown that and you're like, I'm actually more of an introvert and I like to be at home and I prefer one-on-one experiences over being in a group of friends, which is something that I personally identify with. Like I think that I've always wanted to be a part of a friend group, and then once I actually was a part of one, I was like, oh no, this is not it. Because as y'all know, some of these girls don't even really like each other like that, and there's always like those 2 or 3 girls that are a little bit closer than the rest, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, then why don't I just have my one-on-one friendships? So the place that I started is, one, evaluating my values. I think it's like really important to take inventory to see like, okay, what still works for me, what doesn't. And by taking inventory and evaluating your values, you'll see that certain environments just aren't conducive for your growth anymore. If you feel like, and this is how you know you've outgrown an environment or some groups of friends, the conversation bores you. You don't look forward or dread hanging out. You don't respond to texts. It just doesn't excite you anymore. It doesn't feel inspiring. It's not fun. Like you find yourself maybe even judging them or judging yourself for going to hang out with them. That means that there is a shift happening and you should pay attention. That means that you're growing into a different direction and that maybe your values are changing, right? And that doesn't make you right and them wrong. It's just your values are changing. So it's either up to you to communicate like, hey, I have I want to experience something different. Like maybe we should go to the park instead of going out, or maybe let's grab brunch instead of going to dinner and getting drunk. Like, you know, there are things like if you want to communicate to hold on to certain friendships, but you ultimately, it's like, it's up to you, you know what I mean? Like you are the only person that can control you. So it's not even a thing of like, man, how come these friends don't want to go do other things? It's just like, you can't control that. You can only control you. So I think it's like starting by evaluating what you value and what matters. I think the second thing is being okay with being alone. So there has been a point even in my life where all of my closest, dearest sisterhood friends have all moved to different states. Like some of the closest people to me don't even live in the same state that I live in. And I knew that having an in-person, day-to-day few girlfriends in my life was going to take some patience. Because you need to use discernment, you need to be patient, you need to get to know people, you need to put yourself in those environments that you now value. Like it's all of those things, but there's also a waiting period. Like you're not gonna meet somebody tomorrow and then be like, oh, this is my bestest friend. Sometimes it does happen like that, and it's happened for me too like that, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't always happen like that. So there's this period where you have to be okay with being alone, being cool with you, enjoying your own company, taking yourself to dinner, taking yourself to those events that you don't necessarily have a +1 for. Because it's like, I know in affirming yourself, I know my tribe is coming. I know that my friends are coming. I know that where I am aligned and what I am seeking is coming. But until it does come, I'm gonna wait here and enjoy my own company and be my own friend and get to know my own self and take myself out and that whole thing. And it's cheaper. Like, you know, being a friend sometimes is expensive. So enjoy that, you know? And then I would say number 3 is really using discernment, which I kind of alluded to. Let's say that these friends that you're hoping and wishing and thinking and praying for come. Okay. You have to use discernment to understand if this is truly your people, or this is truly your person. This is truly the tribe that you want to be a part of. And here's how you know. How you know is pay attention to how you feel after you're done hanging with this person or people, or after you're done talking to this person or people. Do you feel inspired, or do you feel drained? Do you feel, wow, that was such a great conversation, I can't wait to talk to them again? Or do you feel like, child, like I am about to block this person? Like, pay attention to how you feel. I think that the other sign of using good discernment is listen to how this person talks. Are they talking about other friends? Are they gossiping? Are they complaining, like chronic complaining? Are they like, really listen when you're getting to know someone. It's no different as you would if you were dating. Listen, because people tell you who they are. You just gotta listen. So I would say the third thing is using discernment. And the fourth thing is give people grace. Give people grace. When you're getting to know people and when you are bringing in new people and calling in new people that align with where you are, align with your values, are more in sync with who you are today and how you're growing, you got to give people grace. Because even in my instances and experiences, is I have, since moving to New York, I have gained a lot of wonderful, wonderful friends. But it has not come with its challenges and its learning curves, because the way that I was handling like my super close friends that live all around the country is not the same way that I can handle this local friend that I'm just now getting to know. Because you have to think, the people that you've put in years and years, there's like these unspoken and nonverbal things that just, you know, you understand. But then when you're getting to know someone new that you don't necessarily have that history with, and you're trying to build that, it's like it requires grace, and it requires like, okay, there's a learning curve, I'm getting to know you. So it's just like, that's the thing that I have started adopting, is just like grace. Like, okay, this is a new friendship. this can't be done like how I am handling and am used to my friendship of 10 plus years. You get what I'm saying? And another point would be putting yourself in those environments. Like, and I alluded to this in my first point, putting yourself in those environments. If you no longer identify with that, begin putting yourself in environments that are conducive and do align with who you are. For me, what I began doing is I started going to professional networking events. And through that, I was able to meet just so many great girlfriends that aligned with who I am, where I am. And I also think it's like going to conferences. It's getting to know, that person at work that you really vibe with. It's going to classes. But yeah, it's really that, like aligning with where you are. Maybe it's your workout class. Maybe it's, at your coffee shop, whatever that looks like, but putting yourself in new environments to meet new people. And don't be weird, like speak, give somebody a compliment, spark up conversation. Like communicating in real life is a lost art because we're so governed by technology and online. It's like cool to just be like, hey, I love your shoes. Or, hey, do you live around here? I go to this coffee shop all the time. It's like, it's nothing to just start conversation. So those are my tips for calling in new friends, getting into community, the richness of community and sisterhood or brotherhood, whoever is watching this. And you can't do life alone. You can't do life alone. Be in good company, use discernment, don't be weird, and you'll find your people. That's really what it is. And if you have any tips, definitely drop them below because we want to know, how are you making friends as an adult? Until next time, I will see you then. Bye.